Hello, and welcome to the Introduction to SalesManager Part 5. This section covers storage services. My name is Kevin Williams. I'm the owner of SRIA Technologies, and I will be your host for today. SalesManager is designed to be a complete cost model, pricing model, and project estimating tool for service bureaus and records management businesses. First off, SRIA is an acronym for Scan, Store, Retrieve, Index, Integrate, and Archive, the 6 base elements of the records management industry. SRIA Technologies is a consulting firm catering to the document and records management industries and service bureaus. The primary goal and purpose of SalesManager is to facilitate a business to ensure that all cost drivers are accounted for during the pricing phase for a project, for both software implementation and document conversion. A cost driver is defined as any product, service, action, activity, or effort that has some cost to your firm attached to it that is required to process and deliver a project to your client. And I would follow that statement up with saying, any cost driver missed during the cost creation phase is a cost not recouped by your firm during the pricing phase. SalesManager is a tool to help provide standardization and repeatability for your sales execution. This in turn provides for a stable foundation and process for training and evaluating your sales staff without having to do everything yourself. Incorporating SalesManager into your sales process can provide new salespeople with intelligent guidance, step-by-step sales processes, and complete lists of company products and services. This enables newly hired sales reps to be productive in weeks versus months. In videos 1 through 4, we began with pricing exercises for a backfile project and for a system implementation project. Now let's go to Section 5, Storage Services. Services from Section 5 can apply to both backfile projects and system implementation projects. First, we see Section 5A, Hosting. This area refers to identifying costs for selling hosted document management services or cloud services. 5B is for identifying costs for analog media storage. The default SalesManager storage options include roll film container storage, roll film shelf storage, other microfilm container storage. This could be sheets of microfiche, aperture cards, and other. Lastly, box and book shelf storage. Again, this would all be addressed during the initial setup for SalesManager. This interface allows your sales staff to easily perform pricing exercises alongside your customers. Let's first take a look at hosting. Your sales decisions for hosting services in sequential order are product type. This is where you would select the actual hosting product for this project. In cases where the client decides they do not want the responsibility of hosting and managing the document management system internally, you can offer hosted records management of some type. For this demo example, I will select Digitex Image Silo Service. Next is project type. This selection allows you to provide a more definitive description for the hosting service. This means that if, for example, the project is recurring rather than simply a one-time image load from a backfile project, you can identify the appropriate pricing structure. For this demo example, I will select Data Created from Project Images. The next selection is Source Images. Here you select the items creating the images to be hosted. Here I will select the sewn bound index books. SalesManager will seek out these identified images and their total image volume in kilobytes, megabytes, gigabytes, and terabytes. Based on your business's storage pricing structure, SalesManager will identify the appropriate SLA or service level agreement for the volume of images and present that SKU. To review, a SKU or stock keeping unit is a unique identifier for each distinct product and service that can be purchased in business. So we see in this example, with the volume of images from the index books creating an estimated 9 gigabytes of data, the appropriate SLA is the 1 gigabyte to 25 gigabyte range. To see the adjustment in SLA, we can add the volume of data from the 16mm roll film and see what happens. With an additional 70 gigabytes of data, the SLA SKU changes to the 51 to 100 gigabytes. Now, the cost of goods for that specific SLA has been presented for pricing within the SalesManager pricing area. If your company offers hosted document management, part of your SalesManager setup would be establishing your SLA levels and appropriate SKUs. Now let's move to the analog media storage services in section 5B. We will use the items from the backfile project for the storage examples here. The client has requested long-term storage solution for the 16mm roll film. They anticipate fewer than 5 record requests per year. The best option might be the container storage. By placing up to, for example, 225 rolls of film into a single container, you can maximize your space utilization, reducing your cost per roll for storage, thus allowing you to provide the best price for storage. So let's see how that pricing exercise would look. You would need to select the appropriate service option. Again, this is for existing film and not film rolls that you are creating. First, I will select the film size, and we're 16mm roll film, and then the film source, which is the 16mm roll film from the project. You see that the rolls of 16mm film is displayed, and the number of rolls per container is displayed, and then finally the calculated number of required containers is displayed. Determination for the term for storage in numbers of years will be selected later in the final pricing step. And with this type of storage service, you would probably suggest a records request fee or roll film pull fee. We will look at these services such as records requests under the warehouse services in section 6. I would also like to demonstrate one alternative scenario, and that is one where you will be creating the microfilm rolls for storage. Let's quickly go over to the project scope section and inventory. For item number 5, I'm going to add loose pages for scanning. I will select the ADF Scan Type 1. I will enter 650 boxes at 3,000 pages per. You will see the 1,950,000 pages to be scanned for this item number 5. Now I will navigate back to the storage section. I will locate the roll film container storage for new rolls. Here I will select the 16mm for the storage format. For new source, I will select the ADF Scan Type 1 that I just created. You see the 1,950,000 images created from scanning those pages. In setup, we have established there will be 6,000 images or frames per roll of film. That creates 325 new rolls of film. And these new rolls of film at 225 rolls per container creates 2 new containers for storage. And for one final example, if we go to the hosting area and select the ADF Scan Type 1 from source, we see the increase in volume and storage requirements. This concludes the Part 5 for the Introduction to SalesManager. Please see Part 6 for Sales Step 6 dealing with special services. SalesManager is best included into a business management solution that includes Memoran for automated proposals and Be Productive systems for FDA and DoD compliant hosted conversion production management tools. And I thank you for your time.